Picture this. It's 3 a.m. You're tossing and turning in bed, sweating buckets, and your only thought is, why the F am I not asleep yet? As the minutes tick by, you start counting sheep, but they seem to be doing Tai Chi instead of jumping over the fence. And then, bam, your phone alarm goes off and it's time to get out of bed, but you feel like you haven't slept a wink. So you hit the snooze button and try to catch some more Z's, but the same thing happens. By the time you drag yourself out of bed, you're feeling like a zombie. And let's be real, we've all been there before. But have you ever stopped to wonder why? Why is it so hard to fall asleep in the middle of the night? And why does it feel like your sleep is slipping away from you? Well, it turns out that there's a lot more going on than just the summer heat. Because according to a recent study conducted by Harvard University, there's a hidden cost of lost sleep that most people don't realize. In fact, this study reveals that sleeping just 1 hour less than recommended can boost your risk of heart attack and stroke by 24%. And here's the kicker. This risk continues to rise with each additional hour of sleep lost. That means if you're missing out on 2 hours of sleep every night, your risk of having a heart attack or stroke increases by a whopping 48%. And if you're only getting 3 hours of sleep per night, that risk jumps to a staggering 72%. But here's the thing. This isn't just a problem for people who are chronically sleep deprived or have diagnosed sleep disorders. According to Dr. Andrew Huberman, an assistant clinical professor of medicine at Stanford School of Medicine, this also applies to us, the 99%, in his book, the New York Times bestseller, The Power of When. Dr. Huberman reveals that even just losing 1 or 2 hours of sleep every once in a while can have serious consequences for our brain and body. So why does this happen? Well, it turns out that every time we lose sleep, we accumulate sleep debt, which is essentially the amount of sleep that we owe our bodies. And the more sleep debt we have, the harder it becomes to pay it back. And here's where things get really interesting. Just like financial debt, sleep debt compounds over time. That means if you don't pay back your sleep debt today, it'll only make it harder to do so tomorrow. And eventually it can reach a critical point where your body and mind can no longer function properly. But the scariest part is that you may not even realize that you're falling into this sleep debt trap. After all, who can keep track of how many hours of sleep they've lost over the course of weeks or months? Now here's the million-dollar question. How does sleep debt affect your brain and body when it reaches critical levels? Well, the answer might surprise you. See, when you're in sleep debt, your body goes into what's called survival mode. This means that your brain starts shutting down non-essential functions in order to conserve energy. And unfortunately, that includes your ability to learn and remember new information. So if you're struggling to fall asleep at night, chances are you're also struggling to learn and retain information. Not to mention that sleep debt can also make you feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster. It can cause mood swings, irritability, and even depression. And if you're already dealing with mental health issues, sleep debt can make them much worse. But believe it or not, the effects of sleep debt don't stop there. It can also cause serious physical health problems, such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and obesity. Sleep debt also makes you more likely to suffer from burnout and reduces your productivity, creativity, and overall quality of life. Bottom line, sleep debt is no joke. It can have serious negative consequences for your mental health, physical health, and overall well-being. And the scary part is that most of us are sleep debtors without even realizing it. We all have sleep debt, even you. And if you don't pay it back soon, it'll pile up and become harder to pay back later. So let's take action and start paying back your sleep debt before it's too late. Now that we've established the gravity of the situation, it's time to get practical. How can you actually pay back your sleep debt and avoid the pitfalls of sleep deprivation? Well, according to Dr. Andrew Huberman, there are 3 key strategies that you can use to start paying back your sleep debt today. First, you need to set a sleep schedule and stick to it as closely as possible. Our bodies love routine, and by setting a consistent sleep schedule, you're helping your body's internal clock stay in sync with the 24-hour day. This means going to sleep and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends. It might be tough at first, but consistency is key to paying back your sleep debt. Next, you need to create a relaxing bedtime routine that signals to your body that it's time to wind down. This could include things like taking a warm bath, reading a book, or listening to calming music. The goal is to relax your mind and body and make it easier to drift off to sleep. But here's the thing, it's not enough to just relax your mind. You also need to relax your body. And that's where things get interesting. You see, our body temperature naturally drops a few degrees as we get ready to sleep. But if you're struggling with sleep debt, that natural temperature drop might not be happening, or it could be happening too late in the day. So to help your body get into sleep mode, Dr. Huberman recommends lowering the temperature in your bedroom to around 65 degrees Fahrenheit and sleeping naked. That's right. Sleeping naked can help you pay back your sleep debt by allowing your body to cool down more effectively and enter sleep mode faster. Plus, it's comfortable and can improve your sex life. So why not give it a try? And finally, you need to make sure that your bedroom is dark, quiet, and free of distractions. This means investing in blackout curtains, earplugs, or a white noise machine if necessary. And here's a bonus tip from the wise men at Sleep Cycle. If you want to take your sleep game to the next level, try using a weighted blanket. Weighted blankets provide a gentle, comforting pressure that can help you relax and fall asleep faster. And hey, if it doesn't work for you, you can always return it. No questions asked. Look, paying back your sleep debt won't be easy. It will take time, effort, and discipline. But the benefits are simply too good to pass up. By following these tips from Dr. Andrew Huberman and the experts at Sleep Cycle, you can start paying back your sleep debt today and reaping the benefits of a good night's sleep. So what are you waiting for? Invest in yourself and your future by getting the sleep that you need. Don't wait until you're so sleep deprived that you can't function anymore. Take action today and start paying back your sleep debt before it's too late. But here's the thing, it's not enough to just understand the importance of sleep and the consequences of sleep debt. You also need to know how to fix it, and that's where things get really interesting. See, fixing your sleep debt isn't just about following the basic guidelines of sleep hygiene. You need to go deeper and understand the root causes of your sleep problems. For example, did you know that certain foods can make it harder to fall asleep? Foods that are high in sugar, caffeine, or artificial ingredients can disrupt your body's natural sleep-wake cycle and prevent you from getting the restful sleep that you need. That's why it's important to avoid eating sugary snacks or drinking caffeinated beverages close to bedtime. Instead, opt for a healthy snack like a handful of nuts or a piece of fruit. And make sure to cut off caffeine intake at least 6 hours before bed. But food isn't the only thing that can affect your sleep. Stress and anxiety can also play a major role. If you're feeling stressed, your body will produce more cortisol, a hormone that can make it harder to fall asleep. That's why it's important to find healthy ways to manage stress, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time in nature. And if you're struggling with anxiety, it's important to seek professional help. Anxiety disorders can be effectively treated with therapy and medication. So don't hesitate to reach out to a mental health professional for support. Remember, fixing your sleep debt isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. You need to experiment with different strategies and find what works best for you. So don't be afraid to try new things and be patient with yourself. Fixing your sleep debt can take time, but it's worth it for the long-term benefits. So take control of your sleep habits today and invest in a better tomorrow. Your mind, body, and energy will thank you for it. If you found this video helpful, let us know in the comments below. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing content. Your support means everything to us.